It is Tuesday, and Tuesday with the Trayers. It is a dreary morning here in North Idaho, and I know many of you are dealing with dreariness where you are as well. I need sunshine. It gets old, doesn't it? It gets a little draining when you're constantly in the dreariness. It's been a weird winter here. We got a lot of snow in the beginning and lots of cold temperatures, and now it's been balmy and rainy. So a little crazy. So good day for me to visit with you guys. So I want to go over a bunch of things that are available to all of you. I am fortunate enough to be part of a summit in January. It is the Real Story of Autoimmune Disease Summit with Roberta Tachi. She is a sweetheart. I love her and really excited about the lineup of people. I mentioned last week about Melt Method. Sue Heitzman, I couldn't think of her name for the life of me last week, but Sue was played a huge role in my healing journey when I found the Melt Method. My dear friend Gudrun shared Sue's book with me, and that was like the next stage in my healing. Was tremendously huge for me. So she is a speaker. There are 30 plus speakers. It is growing and seeing a lot of activity. That started yesterday. So you can go to breathetohealing.com/real story or trayerwilderness.com/real story and get connected. Sign up. It's free. It did start yesterday, so you missed 3 events yesterday. They were talking about EFT and tapping. Trying to remember everything else. Yesterday was a busy day, which I'll share in a minute why yesterday was a busy day. But get in there. Get involved. Even if you don't have an autoimmune disease, I think that it's really important for people to understand where autoimmune diseases stem from. A lot of times, autoimmune diseases are from childhood trauma, past trauma that is just stuck in the body, bitterness, anger, unforgiveness. Those things stick in the body in such a terrible way, and later in life start causing diseases and struggles in our bodies. So I'm seeing you guys are chatting, and I want to get my screen hooked up so I am not like flinging on the screen and making all kinds of noise. So give me a second here. I'm going to open that up on here so I can chat with you guys today. I'm not going to be on super long because today is a busy day, but I want to go over a bunch of things because there's just a lot on my heart to share. So let me get in here. I see a bunch of you joining. Thank you, thank you. Be sure to hit the like, the subscribe, and comment. Be interactive if you're on here and you're joining me because I want to reach as many people as I can. Thank you, thank you. Be sure to hit echo, echo, echo. Okay, there we go. So let me get in the chat. All right, we got Miss Diana in the house. We got Miss Shelley in the house. Okay, good. Diana said she signed up but missed yesterday's videos. The nice thing with the summit is that it's in bite-sized pieces. So each day it's 2 or 3 videos. They're not long and they're super informative. The other thing that's really important with this summit is it gives you knowledge on the tools that are available to you to help you to heal, to help you add things such as self-care to your day-to-day. You guys know how big I am on self-care and the importance of that. So I highly encourage you guys to sign up. Watch what you can. Life gets in the way. It is hard. Life is definitely busy. It has been busy here on the homestead. We have a lot going on. I'm going to share another important link with you, and the links are all in the description below. If you guys are experiencing long-term side effects from the crud, or you have struggles from the jab, regardless if it's you or people you know, This is another area I feel we need to be extremely educated. There is stuff happening, and I don't want to see you guys with your head in the sand. I want to see you guys seeking knowledge, just being aware of things that are happening. They may not have confirmation on things right now, but I think it's really important for us to be aware of the things that are happening, possible correlations between things, and how to heal. Ultimately, we need to be healthy individuals. So that is our most important objective, and that's why I'm sharing this today with you as well. There is another documentary series going on right now. Jonathan Otto has been putting on quite a few different docu-series, and I think they are very valuable. I watched his Brave, and I think that it is extremely important for us to know what is going on and to be aware. Many people are dealing with hair loss, gut issues, insomnia, and these are all tied in. So go to TrayerWilderness.com/absolute healing, and you can sign up for that also. It is free. That does not start until, I believe, January 30th, but get in there, get signed up, be ready. Set time aside so that you guys can educate. Knowledge is power when we put it to use, and we need to be educated. So another resource for you. Now, my most favorite resource for you this week is, drum roll, I've been really busy working on our membership and reopening the doors and getting resources available to you. I think that in these turbulent and upside down, sideways times, we need to pull together. People need to be educated. People need to learn things. People need to be in environments where they can ask questions freely and not be scrutinized for asking questions. Being able to learn in environments that are safe, and that's what I want to provide. So we've reopened the doors, and I have lowered our rates. Why? Because people need education, and even more than that, people need fellowship and community in a safe place. And most people can't afford anything extreme right now. They're focusing on their families, they're focusing on their own well-being. Many are healing. We know that place well, and we were there. We were there for a long time. I am still progressing, so we want to be able to give the important resources to people and that place to settle in. And my doors are open. They reopened this morning, and you can go to TrayerWildernessAcademy.com/membership and sign up. For the cost of an organic coffee, you can have that space. That's what it costs every month. You can also sign up for the year and save even more money. I want people to hover in. I want people to feel connected. I want people to be able to glean ideas, gain the help they need and the knowledge they need to take care of themselves and their families in these uncertain times. So share that link with your friends and family. We want to get the word out. We want our membership to be a hub. And truly, if you cannot afford to join at those rates, reach out to me. survive@TrayerWilderness.com. You can also join our free community where there's lots of chatter going on, there's lots of loving going on, and there's amazing people that have joined. I'm just so in awe to hear from these people and get to know these people, their stories, their faith, their journeys, their desires, their dreams. It's all inspiring, and you can join the free community by going to TrayerWilderness.com/community. Get connected. And today's topic, of course, is on preparedness and community, and for that reason, I'm going to jump in and talk about that. But share in the chat things you're seeing in your areas, things that are becoming harder to come by, things that are skyrocketing in price. just maybe the oddities that you're seeing in your local area. Gonna put the copy down and jump in the chat here. Shelly says, Diana just shared a picture of my kitchen. Been working on decluttering, partway there. Awesome. Awesome. For those of you that do not know, Miss Diana is in the house, and she is the Diana of MsDecluttering.com. She is our organization guru, and she actually has a course in our membership as well. So if you are struggling on getting your house organized, getting your thoughts organized, getting your life organized, she's the person to connect with. And just so you're aware, the membership currently has 11 courses, and every month a new course will be released. There is a membership community area, and I will be doing live Zooms with the membership area once a month. So there's lots of Q&A, lots of connection time, and I will be doing our first live Zoom tomorrow at, wait, don't quote me, I think 10 a.m. Shelly, am I right? Is that what I told you yesterday? It's in the membership area. If you join, you'll go into the membership and you can see in the community area the connection, the link, and get connected. There are good people joining in. Awesome. Diana says, I saw it and have a few ideas for you. Perfect. Ideas are always good. You said 11 in the membership. Thank you. Okay, tomorrow at 11. Today was at 10. Lots of new things being added to my calendar, and like I said, the last week and a half I've been jamming. Yesterday specifically, the mountain man was patiently waiting for me to eat dinner last night at 8 o'clock, so while I was still in front of the box getting things in place and organized. So preparedness, is something we've been talking about for 13 years. We've been living it out. We grew up in that environment of traditional living and just kind of living for yourself in hunting your own foods, growing your own foods, and just living a more simple traditional life. And many of you desire to live that type of life. And we all are living things out differently. So our food looks different, our lifestyle looks different. But I can give you some tips today in really being able to embrace a more simple life, and also pulling your mindset away from the world, which I think is extremely important. And many of us have done that over the last 3 years. But when it comes to a place of comfort, we pull into the world because everything's accessible. And, I see people, doing that and still being stuck in that, or finding their comforts and their peace and their hope in stuff. So Miss Shelley just asked, how is Austin's man cave coming along? This is a perfect example of preparedness and simplicity, and being able to do what you can afford. We started building the Mountain Boys cabin before Christmas, and he had a very small budget. And I have to say, it's so awesome living when you allow God to lead the way, and you are striving to seek Him, and you're prayerful on things being provided for your needs, making sure you're walking in the right direction. And, I know the Mountain Boy has been praying. I know that he's been seeking, and so have I and the Mountain Man. And it's been amazing to see the different things that have come our way, and how we've been able to save funds. And, I don't know how many of you shop on the Facebook Marketplace. On the Facebook Marketplace, you can find things closest to you that people are giving away, that they're selling cheaply, that they maybe remodeled their home and they're getting rid of windows or doors. And we have been able to find things. Well, and God has blessed us with putting things in front of us to be able to finish this build. I found a door for Austin for $35. We found windows. How many windows does he have? 3, 4, 5. A bunch. And we just found 2 more. Two windows, 36 by 36 windows for $100. The other windows that we have in the cabin currently, many of them still had, 2 of them still had stickers on them, were brand new. The others came off of a remodel. They were Anderson windows. He's made out so well. Yesterday we got flooring. We met a delivery guy. Lowe's was going to charge us $275 to deliver 2 rolls of flooring, which weighed what, maybe 50 pounds?
No.
More than that?
Grief, yeah, maybe 140.
Okay, 140. I didn't pick them up, you did, so that's why I was clarifying. They look light. You make them look like they're feather light. Mountain Man's making potatoes and breakfast on the wood cook stove, so that's why I'm hollering into the peanut gallery. But we got the flooring, and it cost us $66.13 for delivery. We paid the man $75 because it was such a blessing, because Betty Lou, the white Homestead truck, is not making it very far these days. She's on her last leg. She's got almost 400,000 miles on her, and Ruby is not big enough to pick up a 12-foot piece of linoleum flooring. So finding local resources, being connected in your community, knowing what's available within your community is really important. And there's many of you that can't find community within your community, so that's why we offer that. But finding the resources available to you is really important. And it's really funny sometimes in communities, you've got people that have lived there forever. My grandparents are a perfect example of that. They never left the valley. They never left their small little hub within their little town. So they didn't know the resources that were available. When I moved to the farm in Pennsylvania, I'd ask them and they had no idea. So I was like finding all kinds of great stuff that was totally unbeknownst to them. And they lived there their whole lives. And the same is true here. We find with people that have lived here 20, 30 years, they aren't truly aware of all the things that are available. And we always have new people moving in, adding new skill sets, new things. And this is what this delivery man offered us. So it was tremendous to be able to get that. We also got the steel that the mountain man will be fabricating a ladder for the mountain boy for his loft. So he's in a 12 by 16 cabin, just like ours, except we have the second floor. He has a loft. It is going to be a really sweet little man cave for him. The mountain man got his wood stove hooked up on Saturday, I think. We found an old trash burner, and I'm going to do a little video series on the cabin because we've been more taking photographs than videos of it, just because we've all had our hands in it. First we were milling, then we were building. And because my hands were involved in that, it's hard to be able to video and photograph while you're actually working. And now I'm busy in front of the screen, working on client work and the membership, and the guys are over there working, so I'm not over there to get as many pictures. But I will do a series on it with the photos I have and just explaining the process. But the trash burner that we got, you could only load the wood in the stove from the top. It had an opening in the front, a nice door on the front that opened, but it only got you to the ash pan. The mountain man reworked the stove and fabricated a door and cut a hole in the inside there so that the mountain boy can add wood using the door system instead of the top. It just makes it so much nicer. When you've got stuff cooking, you don't want to be having to move all that off of there to add wood. And we paid $75 for the little stove. So it's such a cool setup for him. So I'll share the process. But the thing is, guys, you can do this stuff on a shoestring and on a dime if you're willing to take the time and seek stuff. The mountain boy's got a countertop and a really nice sink, brand new fixtures on it and everything. $75. He also got 3 additional countertop pieces. He's going to use a cattle trough for his shower over there in the shower stall. So $100 instead of anywhere from $250 upward for an actual fiberglass shower stall. You can save so much money, especially if you're creative, and especially if you know how to do these things. And if you don't now, learning them is not that hard, and finding the right people. And I'm hopeful that the Mountain Man will be able to do some courses in our membership to help you guys be able to do these things yourselves. So, all right, so that you guys are in the chat. Shelly says, I just checked on the garlic I planted and covered with mulch. It is starting to sprout. Awesome. Awesome. She says, I have a friend who loves to do that sort of thing, and she's on the marketplace all the time. I just gave her a project to look for 2 stools for the island in my kitchen. Awesome. Yeah, there's so much stuff you can find. And I will say, look around. It's really crazy. We've been looking for a dresser for the Mountain Boy. You used to be able to pick up dressers super cheap. But there's a lot of people out there now who are refurbishing furniture and relisting it. And granted, I love to refurbish things. Actually, I would prefer to find, the cheap stuff and refurbish it rather than finding something someone has refurbished. Not that I don't appreciate their work, but I love doing that stuff. So when we got out last week for my birthday, the store that we were in has a lot of those products, refurbished dressers and tables and things. And I couldn't find a dresser under $150 or $199. So it does pay to look on the marketplace, find things people are giving away for free. Maybe a dresser drawer came apart. You can easily retack those, reglue those, and even add, metal supports and stuff to hold them together. So there's so many things you can do if you're wanting to do it on the cheap. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease and some time, but highly encourage you guys doing that. Diana says, also look for a local buy nothing group in your area. It's strictly for those who have items to give away or are in need of something at no cost. Yeah, we have a bunch of swap Facebook groups that you can get on there and do that. There's no money exchange. It's strictly just swapping one thing for the other. A great thing I see that I was able to do when my kids were little is swapping clothes. As your kids outgrow things, you swap with other mothers that have clothes for your age group, and maybe you have something for theirs. So definitely, get involved in that. That's a level of preparedness. That's a level of doing things for yourself, learning how to make clothing. Miss Tammy, I don't know if she's on here. I don't think she's on. She does a lot of sewing. She is constantly making new clothes for the kids and different things. So Barbie clothes. I mean, my mom used to make us Barbie clothes. So all kinds of things you can do to be frugal and save funds. So we got Miss Mill in the house. And hey, Miss Pamela. Miss Pamela Williams is joining. She is from Florida. Welcome, welcome. Pamela has been around and joining us for a long time. I'm so glad to see her on here. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Miss Mill says, I am having a late breakfast, so won't be chatting, just listening. No worries. No worries. And I won't be on long because I've got a busy day ahead of me. But preparedness is something... Mr. Keith just jumped in. Howdy. He says, greetings from New Zealand. Hi, all. Been a cold start to summer, but tomato plants now over 4 feet high and still climbing. So incredible. Yeah, we're still in the drearies of winter. It has just begun. We have a long way to go before we are planting things, but it's always refreshing to know that others are. So that's awesome. There is a seed starting video in our membership and a course in our membership. I will also be talking about getting seeds and organizing seeds. That'll be another course that's being released, as well as budgeting. Budgeting is a huge thing in regard to keeping prepared and being able to afford the things you need. It is possible, guys. We just need to be frugal in some places in order to spend in others. So Shelly says, I have needed a shelf for over the washer and one over the toilet. This is one thing that used is not what I wanted, but I watched Amazon and found both on sale before Christmas. Yeah, there's a lot of deals going on, especially that time of year. I found a bunch of things too. Um, and you've got to remember, you can make things. Lumber is going down in some areas. Buying brackets and a piece of lumber and making your own shelving. That's what I did in my kitchen. I showed you guys that on a previous video. I will be doing a house tour again because we've got the porch on the front. We've made some modifications, so I'll be sharing that again upcoming. Awesome. Let me see here. Shelly says, hi, Keith. It was a cold start last summer for us. This year is totally unknown. Yeah, it's so crazy. You'll have a balmy day. I know Tammy in Tennessee is experiencing this too. You guys all over are experiencing this. You'll have 40, 50, 60 degrees and then 20s and then snow. I mean, it's just so crazy. It's all over the place. Nope, you didn't miss out, Miss Rhonda. We're still on. We should be able to start getting things in the ground in 5 or 6 weeks, Diana says. Yeah, I don't know. It's always hard to say. Miss Rhonda, welcome. So, you know, one of my tips for you guys in being able to continue doing your preps, preparing things, is definitely finding things online cheaper in the marketplaces, on the online swaps, in thrift stores, in antique stores, at yard sales. I mean, yard sales aren't a happening thing yet, but they will be coming. Occasionally you'll see the moving sales coming and going in different developments where they're selling stuff out of their garage. So that is definitely a thing. A lot of these places too have their scratch and dent sales, like the Berkey filters had their scratch and dent. Sun ovens had their scratch and dent. I know that the Excalibur is having their scratch and dent. I will be sharing links like that in the membership and in the community area when I have resources available for things like that. These summits that are going on, these are great ways to glean the information, find the things you need inexpensively. The other thing is learning to not need to have everything immediately. You know, Shelly's a perfect example of this. She's sharing, I've wanted to have, but I've been in search of, you know, but there's still a lot of people that feel they have to have it right away. There's still those people that are connected to the world that have to have the latest and greatest iPhone and other phones and equipment. And that's great. But if you also are in the same mindset that you need to be able to prepare and you're trying to work things out for your family, you've got to disconnect from the worldly thoughts, the thought that you have to have the latest and greatest, from keeping up with the Joneses, from, you know, not making do with what you have. You know, our mindset, sometimes when we're spending, like, well, I did say to the mountain boy the other day, keep working and keep making money. I'm having a really good time spending your money. Because I've been seeking the things and securing the things and finding things. The other thing is look for sales. Like if you've already bought something and then a sale comes around, contact them. I reached out to Northern Tool yesterday because we had bought a propane heater, a 10,000 BTU heater for his cabin, and it was having problems running. And they really back their products. We've had a good experience with them in the past where we've had things that kind of glitched out. And, you know, they send you a return authorization label. You don't have to pay the shipping. They return it. They send you a new one, yada, yada. Well, that's what happened, and we were waiting for this new one to come. The new one came. It's a 30,000 BTU. Which is really kind of overkill for over there because it's a small cabin. However, it's nice to keep it going so your pipes don't freeze, and it has a thermostat on it. The other one was supposed to have a thermostat, and it did not. That being said, I bought that, and 3 days later it went on sale, and a big sale. And so I called yesterday, and we were credited $71.55 because of the price drop. So it really pays to pay attention. It pays to make those calls. You know, I have shared many times that I've become an asker. I ask because you never know the answer. You may get a no, you may get a yes, you may get a maybe. But if you don't ask, you'll never know. So it pays to chase those things and check on those things. And, you know, I checking around, you know, like I said, Lowe's was going to charge us $275 to deliver. And we were able to get a delivery guy to do it for $66. You know, so it pays to check around. Don't just feel like your first attempts were defeated and stop there. Keep digging, keep checking around, keep seeing what your options are. Maybe your neighbor has a trailer, maybe your neighbor has a truck that'll get that far, and maybe you could pay them to pick it up. You know, those kinds of things are the ways of being frugal and learning to save money. Making do with what you have, though, guys. You know, so often we think we have to have something, or we need to upgrade because it'll make us feel better. But learning to make do with what we have is going to be able to get us so much further. I see you guys in the chat, so I am going to jump in there again and see what's going on. Okay, so you guys are all saying, hi, yes, Diana, estate sales take place all through the year. Exactly. Auctions. You know, there's a lot of people choosing, and I don't see it so much where we are, but back east, it wasn't uncommon for someone to put their house up for sale on auction. The house would go, and then all the contents and the remaining things they wanted to unload. You know, when you move, you can unload a lot of that stuff, make some money. That way you get to your new place. You can, you know, go on a dime and on a penny again and find things and replace what you need instead of moving it all. Moving right now is crazy as far as the cost of U-Hauls and different things. So there's great ways to go about doing that. But the estate sale for picking things up is a great way to do it. Shelley says, I was able to get a 9-tray Excalibur and a 12-tray Cabela dehydrator for $100 each off of the marketplace. The Cabela one is missing 1 tray. Right. And I bet you if you looked, you might even be able to buy that individually through Cabela's and get, you know, not real costly. So, and even doing it without that tray. I mean, that's exactly it. You guys know I picked up an Excalibur for $20. $20. It's insane. So it does pay to look around. People don't know what they have. People are selling grandma's things. People are unloading family members' things, or they got things and didn't have a good experience, so they just want to dump it. I'm telling you, you can find stuff so well that way. Pamela says, would love to have a freeze dryer, too far out of my budget. Yes. And Harvest Right has some good sales from time to time. Start stockpiling money, put money aside. You know, I don't know if you guys follow Dave Ramsey, but you know, create your envelopes for the things you desire to have. Be frugal in one area so you can, you know, expand in another, because those freeze dryers are pretty sweet. But I hear you, sister. They are way out of our budget too. But I would love to have one because honestly, that is one of the greatest ways to preserve our food. It's lightweight. It preserves all of the flavor. Really like that route. But for right now, you guys are learning to dehydrate and to can. You know, I just like the freeze drying because it gives us the ability of being more mobile if we need to with our food, but also to have less weight and also less space being taken up as far as the preserving. And we've run into a situation here for ourselves these first 2 years is our canned goods are not safe out in our containers where the weather changes. They freeze in the winter, so we will have a new room on the back of our home that will enable us to have canning shelves all around, and that's where we will be storing our food. But, you know, you run into different situations. So, again, you just got to keep maneuvering, working with what you have, doing what you can with what you've got, and working that route. Shelley says, I get you, Pamela. Would love one also, but look around. We have a friend who has one and might want to get rid of as he found something else, or maybe they would do some for you in exchange for food. Exactly. You know, we have a friend who does have one, and I know that she is doing some bartering with people. She'll freeze dry some of the food for them in exchange for some for herself. So absolutely, it does not hurt. That's why it's important to have local community. Rhonda says, I sure have a hard time multitasking, trying to work on my picture project, but I missed the chat. I know, right? That we do church online, and I could watch it and listen to the replay or listen to it, but there is something very fulfilling about being involved in the chat. So totally hear you. Yeah, I'm causing you to falter today. Mill says, check eBay for parts. Absolutely. eBay is a great resource for so many things. I have found so much stuff on eBay. And granted, eBay, when it started, you could really pick stuff up cheap. Way back in the day, gosh, back in the early 2000s, and 1998, 99, 2000, you could really find some good deals and make good money on eBay. But it's still a good resource, and a lot of times you can find things on eBay that you cannot find anywhere else. So don't miss that opportunity as well. And again, people are selling things that they don't know what they have. So check it out for sure. Pamela, it was awesome to have you on here. Thank you for joining us. That's awesome. It's always nice to see new faces or to connect with somebody that I know has been around for a while and hasn't made it. So thank you for joining. Have a fabulous day. But there's so many things we can do. And, here's a question for you. What is your favorite spice for cooking? Okay, now that we've put that out there, how do you attain it? Do you just purchase it, or do you make your own? A good example of that, Shelly brought up her garlic. Garlic is our favorite. I don't know. What do you think? Is that one of your favorite?
Yeah.
I think that would be like our main staple is our garlic. Garlic and Himalayan sea salt and pepper and onion powder, and we have our certain ones that we go to. But, in a situation where things become less available or they become so astronomically expensive that you can't afford them, learning how to make your own, growing it, drying it, dehydrating it, powdering it, these are things we can do for ourselves. There are certain things we can definitely do for ourselves. There's others we can't. I can't go outside and claim Himalayan salt. So there are certain things we definitely have to stock up on. There are other things we can provide for ourselves and make an effort to attain ourselves or get locally and do ourselves, those kind of things. So these are all things to think about, and these are all things I've talked about before, but I wanted to bring it up today to just put those little tips and tidbits out there, because there's a lot of people that are still seeking and learning, and that's what our goal is in both our community, free community, and our membership. So Shelley says, I made a Christmas tree hat for my granddaughter this past year, and my daughter-in-law was asked where she got it. I have started to make more, so I might sell next year. Awesome. And I'm going to be searching on how to use the garlic scapes. I'm hoping to have 49 to put up. Awesome. Awesome. There's so much you can do with garlic. You can infuse honey with garlic. You can, same with different oils, your olive oils, your avocado oils. You can dry them. You can use them in your fire cider. Garlic is a powerful healing item, so it can be used not only for our cooking and our baking, but also for our medicinal health. So there's so many ways we could expand just on the one thing of garlic. So that is the power of learning and the power of being surrounded by people, because everybody is using things different, everybody is doing things different, everybody is making different things, has different heritage, has different skill sets. So that is the beauty of all coming together. Diana says, Shelly, I cut up our scapes and put them in the freezer, add to soup, stews, spaghetti, etc. Yep, exactly. Shelly says, I've never really used scapes before, hence wanting to learn how to use. Exactly. This is where I want to see your brains going, and see you guys planning ahead and thinking ahead and archiving and researching and digging deeper. And, you know, all of that takes time. But if we got off of social media and just scouring endlessly and used our time more wisely, I promise you, you can do so much. Many of us here are researchers. Many of us here also know how to archive. Digital archiving is great, but I think that if you find something of great value, printing it out is super important, because those digital resources may disappear at some point. Shelley said about making things. I have been really busy in these dreary days and at night when we, you know, it gets dark early. So I've been busy making all kinds of things. This is one of the slouch hats that I made. This is another slouch hat that I made. I made the Mountain Manna hat. I am working on the things for Austin's kitchen, double thick thermal hot pads, leather grips for our cast iron skillets. I also made crocheted grips for our cast iron skillets. I'm making all kinds of stuff. I'm really inspired. This is my time of year to have a little bit more time to do those things when I'm not in front of the box all day. And I'd never crocheted before, other than a straight line. So you can do it, and you can learn it fast. And you know, all it takes is the time, the devotion, the desire. Having yarn on hand and knowing these skills can mean the difference between cold feet and warm feet. And that's my intention, is taking my learning further. I will have a video coming out on making moccasins. All I have to do is get them stitched up all the way. Everything is cut, everything is ready, holes are in, I just need to stitch. So it's just, it is a matter of finding the time. It is a matter of setting time aside. So you've got to be really diligent in your day and intentional, you know. There's so much we can do, there's so much we can learn, and it's a matter of the willingness and the wanting to. And you know, rather than being overwhelmed by our circumstances and the happenings in the world, get a little more overwhelmed by all the research you're doing and the things coming in, and putting your hands to work and making things happen. Not just learning it, but putting it into action. Shelley says, yes, I have lots, or this is Diane, I have lots of binders and sheet protectors for all that important info. Yeah, likewise. Keith says, many starting to grow gardens here as veggie prices are insane. Saw a pumpkin for sale for $12.85 and cabbage for $9. Wow. Yeah, that's just it. I mean, this is where we need to go. This is what we need to do. Chicken here has soared through the roof. That was already, 2 years ago that started happening. You know, so growing our own food. Meat birds do not take a long period of time to raise. They are, you know, butchering them is time consuming, but it puts meat in the freezer. These are all things we can do. These are all things we can make an effort to do. You know, gas prices are through the roof. So, you know, having that fella deliver those things to us, our time is valuable and our fuel money is valuable, and we need that on the homestead more than we need to be, you know, driving to get things when we can pay somebody else to do it in that regard. You know, so you got to weigh out all these things and be as frugal as you possibly can. Shelley says, I try to crochet when I'm at work with the seniors. They all look over and are amazed at how fast I can go. I'm sure it is definitely, you know, I'm a novice, so I've got to learn how to get faster. But there's a little short video on Instagram that keeps popping up with this little, a little Chinese girl that is crocheting. I mean little, like probably under 5. and she is just like whipping it up and whipping a hat together. It's impressive. So you can learn these skills. It doesn't matter what age you are. And I want to say that about age. We have people in our membership and in our community of all ages. All ages. I was communicating with a 78-year-old member of our community the other day. We have people of all ages. There is no limitations. There are no... everybody is welcome, regardless what age. And it is highly encouraged in both the community and the membership to keep it kid-friendly, because I want our kids in there. I want our kids learning these skills, because they learn these skills now, they will be set. Truly, they will be set for whatever comes their way. Thank you, Miss Diana. She says, give a thumbs up, everyone. I appreciate that. But that was a lot of tips for today. Community is important, whether you have it locally or whether you find it elsewhere. If you can't find it locally, and regardless if you can find it locally, we would love to have you and have you join us. Like I said, our community itself is free. You can go to TrayerWilderness.com/community. If you would like to learn the skills that we talk about, the things that we do here, and learn how to be more self-reliant, more prepared, more knowledgeable, more able to take your family to greater places, join our membership. For the price of a coffee a month, you can join and glean and gain so much information. If you think bouncing around here is valuable, imagine what is available there in that community and in the membership, and also in our live Zooms and our Q&As. It's all available to you. You can go to TrayerWildernessAcademy.com/membership and join us there, or TrayerWilderness.com/membership. Whatever you remember. The links are all down below. There are links for some summits. I mentioned the Real Story to Autoimmune Disease that is going on now. My segment will be aired on the 24th of January, but there is so much valuable information being shared, and I really want you guys to be up on self-care, natural health, healing, all of it. It's so important. So important. Shelly says, I'm not much older than you, and how I look at learning all this stuff is that I may not be able to do it all, but I might be able to guide someone through and let them learn how to do it. Exactly. You know, there's purpose in us learning these things. And maybe some of the things we do here, like milling our own lumber, are things you guys will never actually physically do. But knowing that you can, knowing what to do if you had to, knowing how to fell a tree, you know, these skills are, and learning how to forage from the wild, learning how to hunt food, trap food. You know, these are skills, like Shelly said, she may not ever do, but learning how to do them is very valuable. Very valuable. You never know when you'll be in that circumstance. You know, for us, just simply learning how to light a fire in all weather conditions is a priceless skill. In the event that we're out hunting sometime and get injured and can't get back to the house, can't connect with each other, being able to light a fire in snowy weather and in rain is like life altering for us. So, you know, these skills are all things that are being shared, and if they're not out there now, they will be soon. So this is our life. This is our lifestyle, and we want to be able to educate as many people as we can. So, guys, I am going to end this actually in two ways. I'm going to share something, hopefully, that was shared with me this morning. It's here. Good. Okay. I'm going to share something, and then I'm going to pray. This is today's share from John Randall. John Randall is a pastor, a like-minded pastor in California, doing big things over there. I've gotten connected with him over the last couple years. Love his stuff, love his personality, love what he's sharing. So I get a text from him every morning. And today he shared 2 Samuel 5:23. It says, David inquired of the Lord. Straightforward, simple. We all need to be doing that. We need to be seeking God in everything we do. I can't tell you how bold I feel this year, how guided I feel this year, how present I feel God. It's so amazing. I have a picture that I shared with my Bible study girls of a girl sitting, and she is foreshadowed by a lion, and that is exactly what I feel right now. I feel the presence of God so strong in my life, empowering me to do the things I do, empowering my family. In my family is just, I just feel like I've stepped into a very bold, very powerful place this year. Healthy place. I feel good, and I know that a lot of the reason I feel the way I do is because I seek God. I let Him lead the way. There isn't anything we do without putting Him first. So this goes on to say, are you unsure of what steps to take? Are you unclear on which door to walk through? Take time today to seek the Lord in prayer. Call unto Him, and He will answer you and show you great and mighty things you do not know. Guys, I promise you, every step of the way in my healing journey over the last 6-7 years, He has guided me from one thing to the next. Everything what I needed in a timely fashion. His timing is better than mine. It's been amazing. And it's the same with watching the Mountain Boys cabin take fruition. You know, it's just, it's amazing to see how God just puts what we need in our laps. And that doesn't just come randomly. He wants a relationship, so seek Him, okay? That's where it's at. And please know our membership is a faith-led preparedness membership. We do talk about God. We talk about the benefits of God. We share Bible verses. We pray for one another. It is an amazing community, and I really would love to see it flourish. Would love to have you guys join me there. So I'm going to pray right now and just let you guys get back to your day. Miss Rhonda's trying to be productive, and I'm halting her from doing so. Papa, I just thank you so much for this day. I thank you for what you're doing in our lives, in our families' lives, and in what you are doing in our community, our membership, and those that follow us. I'm just so thankful to see your hand. I'm thankful for your love, mercy, and grace. I am thankful that through these turbulent times and when the world is upside down and what once was right is now wrong, you are still there. You are sovereign. You're working miracles. You are keeping us in a hopeful and a faith-led place. And you are giving us the comfort and peace to keep striving forward. And you're pulling us together. You're giving us the boldness we need to stay connected, the strength and the courage we need to do the things we need to do. So I just ask that you keep a hedge of protection over all of us, that you guide us, that you direct us, that you're very present in everything that we do, that you're present in the membership in the community, that you touch lives through us, that through walking the walk and talking the talk, you are what they see, not us. Just thank you. Thank you for these people. Be with all of the prayer requests, all those in need. If someone joined us today, and this is all new to them, may they have gleaned something from it. And just thank you for what you're going to do. Thank you for the abundance, the blessings, the miracles, and all that you're going to do in each of our lives. We just praise you for that and thank you. And just ask all of this in your holy and precious name of Jesus. Amen. Okay, I got to get back on the chat over here. Just want to see if you guys had anything else to say that I might have missed. Keith says, if you want to learn how to start a fire in the snow, see my latest story on the community page. Just shows what you can do in a misspent youth. I have to tell you, I read that, but I did not get a chance to respond. We were reading that the one night in the Mountain Man, and I got a good laugh. I believe it was donuts. Really wonder about that. That was great, though. That was really great. Mill says, have a wonderful day, everyone. God bless. Yes, thank you, Diana. I wanted to mention that. Our theme for the Bible study at Trayer Wilderness Academy this year is being reachable, teachable, and humble. And I think those three qualities are extremely important. We need to be reachable by God, and we need to be teachable in all areas, and we need to be humble because we don't know everything. There's so much to learn in this world, and so much that we can benefit from and also be a benefit to others. So reachable, teachable, and humble. Thank you, sister. I wanted to remember to share that, and I didn't, so thank you for the reminder. Guys, this was a wonderful gathering. Have an awesome rest of your day. I will see you next Tuesday. Again, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesdays with the Trayers. Get in our community. Join our membership. Get connected. Keep learning. Keep seeking Him. Research. And don't believe everything you hear. Research everything. Don't trust what you hear. Research everything. And keep an open mind. Guys, I love you all. Have a fabulous rest of your day. God bless.